Alright, hello boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. G. I'm sorry for the background noise, it's 100 degrees in here. We got some fans running. Today we are going to make a video here for an introduction to Photoshop. We go to our classroom here, I'm going to go to our Digital Art 1 folder, and we're going to look at this assignment we are doing is Photo Basics Part 1 here, and we are going to do some basic maneuvering. We're going to take a screenshot and a JPEG of two parts here. We're going to do the first part right now. So the part which we're going to do, we're going to use the images in here, but first we need to use this astronaut and this elephant, but we got to go and make the file in Photoshop first. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Command Tab, we're going to go over to Photoshop, and in Photoshop we're going to go up here, we're going to go to File, and we're going to make a new file. The file we're going to make is going to be called, it's always going to be called my name, so I'm going to put John Grosvenor, and this is going to be called PS Practice 1. Okay? Now we always want to be in inches. We want to make it 8. Get that out of there. So I want to be 8 inches by 10 inches. Okay, now we want to be wide, not tall. And I can switch from portrait mode to landscape mode right here, but I want to be 8 by 10. We're going to be in landscape mode. I want 300 DPI, PPI, and resolution, pixel rents. All that talks about the same thing. That's how many little boxes are making up in a square inch of information. So once I get that, I don't need to change anything out here. I'll go ahead and create. I'll have my blank document. Okay. Now, once I have my blank document, I'm going to hit Command Tab. I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom, and in Google Classroom, I want to go back to this file. Now, inside of my images file, my Google Classroom, I want to grab this astronaut file. Okay. I'm going to click on her, and that's going to give me the image right there. Now, I would like to copy that into Photoshop. Our Google Classroom is on the internet, it's in the web, in the cloud, and this is on there. So I need to grab that, pull it onto Photoshop, which is a program that runs on this computer. So I'm going to take 2 fingers, bunny ears, and I'm going to copy that image, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit Command Tab, and I'm going to go back to Photoshop. Okay, so I hit Command C, I copied that image. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit Command V, or I can go to Edit, Paste, which you also see up there. It says Command V for the quick key. So I'm going to paste that in there, and there's my astronaut. I'm going to grab my top tool right here, which is my Move tool. When I grab and hold over top of my tools bar, you can see I get a little video, a picture of what the tool is called. It's called the Move tool. It has a quick key of the letter V there, and it says it moves a selection or layer. So if I click on that, you'll automatically see that my astronaut has this little bounding box on it, is what we call this blue box with these handles. If I click and hold over any of those handles, you'll see that I can change the size of my astronaut, and I can make her bigger or smaller by going and dragging in or out. Okay, and all of them do the same thing. Now, I can use what's called a modifier key, like on my Command, my Option, my Shift, or my Control keys on the keyboard to change those commands. So let's say if I grab this one, I just pull in and out on the handle, it does that. But if I hold down my Shift key and pull and drag, I distort that image and I start to squeeze and stretch it there. Okay, I also can hit Command Z to undo, or I can go up here to Edit and use the undo, and again you see that Command Z to undo. So anything we do in Photoshop we can undo. Right now what I want to do is stretch this out, and I want to make this character a little bit bigger. I'm going to make her about half the size of the image there. Okay, put her right there, and when I make a change, it's a transformation. Whether I rotate it, squish it, distort it, anything, I'm going to transform it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that key, and that is going to commit that transformation. If I don't hit that check mark or hit the return key, it will not let me move forward any further from that point. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go back to Google Classroom. I'm going to get my other image. I need to get this elephant image right here. I'll click on that. Now, let's say sometimes you can click on that and they won't have a copy image. If it's locked down, you may not be able to copy it. So let's try this a different way. I'm going to save image as. That's going to allow me to download that image from the internet and put it on my computer. Then I can upload it into the program Photoshop. So I'll say save image as. Now when I do that, it's going to ask me where I want to put it. It's going to go to my downloads. It's got this name here. I'm just going to type elephant. And I'm going to put that in my downloads. And I'm going to go ahead and say save. and that'll save that to my downloads. Okay? Now I'm going to hit Command Tab, and I'm going to go back to Photoshop over here. Okay? Now I'm going to go and I want to go to File, and this time instead of copy and paste, I'm going to place this image. I'm going to place embedded. Okay? That means that we're going to embed it into this image. Now where was it at? We put it into my downloads folder, so I'll go to downloads, and I'm going to look for my elephant. There's my elephant, and I'm going to go ahead and place that. And you'll see that my elephant pops in there. Again, I have that bounding box. I can resize it. I'm going to resize it, put my elephant right there, and then I'm going to hit my check mark. Okay? Now, we are done with the first part of this video. So we are going to turn in this first part. This first part we're going to turn in with every assignment. We're going to turn in a JPEG and a screenshot. Okay? So let's start with the screenshot. To take a screenshot on our Mac machines, we're going to hold down the Command key, the Shift key, and we're going to hit the number 3 key. That'll make a little sound. Right down here, you'll see your screenshot pop up. That's going to go to our desktop. That's important because we need to go find that here in just a second. Okay? Now let's do our JPEG, and we're going to go to File. We're going to go to, not Save, but Save a Copy, because we need to change the format. It's going to call John Grosvenor Practice 1. I want to go to this Downloads. I want to go to put everything in my Google Drive, in my Drive, and put it into Cookie Fingers, because that's where everything goes for our digital art class. Right here, I don't want to save it as a Photoshop format. I want to save it as a JPEG. So I'll change that format to JPEG, and then I will save that file right there. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that and save that to my Cookie Fingers. Now I'm going to go and take both of these files, the screenshot, which is on my desktop, and my JPEG of John Grosvenor PS Practice 1, and turn both of those into my assignment over here on my Google Classroom. And again, the assignment we're working on is this right here, your Photoshop Basics 1. Okay? Now, in mine, up here you'll add a file, and you'll track that file to add to your downloads to get your, or to your desktop to get your screenshot, and to your Google Drive, to your Cookie Fingers folder to get your JPEG. All right, everybody stay creative. If you have any questions, give me a call.